All right, we're asked to show that this equation represents a sphere, and to do that, I just need to put it into a form that matches the standard form of a sphere. So if I recall, the standard or sphere in general form looks like this, where the center is ABC and the radius is R. And if I just complete the square in each of the variables on my equation, then I'm going to see that it actually has this form. So any equation that has x's and y's and z's that can be put into this form, it must be a sphere. And later on in section 12.6, we'll study other equations that have x squareds, y squareds, and z squareds in it. They form a general class of surfaces called quadric surfaces. And so we need to be familiar with completing the square so that we can identify equations as one of those forms. Okay, so I've completed the square very carefully, and I see from this that the center of this sphere should be -4, 3, -1. Again, those a, b, and c values that are being subtracted off of the variables x, y, and z. So what I'll do first to get a sketch is set up my axes and place -4, 3, -1 in the axes. You don't have to go nuts with this. You don't have to draw like 100 tick marks on each of the axes. Just get enough information there to convey the positioning and the size of the sphere. So I'm just drawing a negative x and z axis and putting enough ticks on each of them to plot the point -4, 3, -1. And then I'm adding some little helper lines along the way just to help it look like that point is lying sort of, behind the YZ plane and below the XY plane. And then I also noticed that since the radius is 3, that should make the sphere just tangent to that negative x axis. So I'm doing my drawing in such a way that it indicates that. And then just embellish it enough to make it look like a sphere. I mean, you do have to practice drawing these things. You can always come and see me and I'll help you with some tips and tricks, but we're going to be using these surfaces a lot throughout the course. So you do want to make sure that you're able to, again, make sketches that convey the important information about the object.